My movie recollection with Vincent Cloud.
And John Nemitz.
And this is the show where we draw movies randomly and from Letterbox specifically, because you could press shuffle and you could get any movie you've ever watched from that
My
list.
wrist was sore from rolling all those dice in the past.
That's
I'm
right.
like, no more.
Free at last, man.
How about
What else?
how about this for a tagline? Random and rapid.
That's good. Random and rapid.
Yeah,
Rapid. Yeah,
rapid.
rapid. I like it. Do
All
we have a
right.
tagline for the other one?
Um,
Kind of with the love hate, that thing.
yeah, kind of.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, this is the show where we talk about random and rapid movies.
The movies.
It's a bit of a game show because I got to make John guess. And if even if he guesses the title, if he didn't watch it, he has to come up with a plot from scratch or from the clues that were given to him. So
Which
let's
are
start.
often many, especially when I'm bad at guessing the title.
You're way better than most.
So really that being bad at the title is an advantage for guessing the plot.
Yeah, that's true. All right, well let's put that little theory to the test. Let's go with mine.
Your movie
My
recollection?
yeah, my list here. Oh my gosh. Okay, two-word title. First word starts with an N as in Nancy boy.
Two-word title. No way.
Oh my God. Really
No,
close.
no home. No, nope.
Uh,
The movie Nope.
this is a really big clue. The Beatles.
Oh, the Beatles.
Nah, Beatles. Nah.
Hmm.
Oh, there's a chance you haven't seen this.
Yeah, it's kind of seeming
Jesus.
likely.
Oh, what's that guy? Oh, I don't remember his name now. That actor. Shit.
Is it named after a Beatles song?
Yes.
That's what it is. Okay.
Starts with an N, two-word title. Come on. You know what it
And the first word is no.
you
Oh, wait, it's not actually the word no. It's like nowhere man or something like that.
Oh, and that's yeah, and I'm incorrect. It's not Nowhere Man, it's actually Nowhere Boy. But yeah.
Okay. Um, gotcha. I was like stuck on the word no as a word. Nowhere boy, never heard of it.
Oh shit.
Um,
Is Austin Taylor Johnson, is that the guy who played Kick-Ass?
it could be. I
That's
remember having
yeah.
a confusing discussion with a buddy because I said ATJ and I meant Anya Taylor-Joy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
And he's like, I didn't know you were on such a common relationship with him that you're going by initials. I'm like, what do you mean him? Oh, did we laugh?
Oh, wow. That's cool. Well, the guy, he plays a young John Lennon.
Oh, I think
He
he's a
yeah.
real nowhere boy making all his nowhere ploys,
Okay.
looking for some nowhere joy with nobody.
Uh, does he change
I,
his point of view?
yeah, I mean, he didn't even have one. He didn't know where he was going to. Some might say he's a bit like me and you. So a young John Lennon, is it like, I mean, they all met each other. The Fab Four, they knew each other pretty young, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it's about John Lennon and Paul does show up and George does too, but it's mostly a John Lennon movie. Yeah.
Ringo was a bit older, right?
Yeah, he was older than them and then he was the last to join and it wasn't for too long, but they had that Pete Best guy's the drummer.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. Do you know anything about his childhood that you could be like, oh, I bet this happens or something?
No, I don't know anything.
Oh, sweet. Well, what do you think happens? Remember,
Um,
this is John Lennon as a teenager. I believe he's six. Oh shit, how did it go? I think John was like 16, Paul was 15, and George was 14 or something like that.
well, I
Uh,
think he saw Harry Potter and he was like, I can wear those glasses. Um,
oh, you got a better John Lennon than that. Come on.
no,
Okay.
I can I can do a bad Liverpool accent or I can do a nasally voice, but not both at once.
Whoa.
Pick one.
It's like
Um,
patting
I
your
don't
head
know.
and rubbing your belly.
That's right. And I'm rubbing my belly already. I don't know. I think he probably had a problem with authority and bucked heads with the establishment. And then he found his outlet in his musical art.
Oh. Yeah, I mean it's kind of close. Okay, so this is I've read plenty of books on the Beatles. I don't typically go to like their very early years, but I just know that yeah, they met really young. But this is John Lennon, and he just learns that the mom he thought was dead or something is alive, and she's like she comes back into his life, but they have a very weird relationship, and it's kind of I don't know. I wouldn't. I think it'd be disrespectful to say incestual, but it's like this weird attraction.
Oedipal,
Yeah,
like Oedipus.
right, right.
Yeah.
Oedipus. Yeah, he's. Oh my God. Yeah, it's so odd. They don't come right out and say stuff, but just the way the film's edited to like, yeah, it's so bizarre. It's good. I liked it. It's a nice. It's very small though. It's a very tiny film. You know. Yeah, it's dealing with that
Like
with
you
his
have to watch
mom.
it on your phone.
Yes. You're like, shut up, everybody. I'm on the bus. Um, dang it. Yeah, it's cool, like it shows that he was kind of jealous of Paul as well, because here comes this guy and they're like, "Oh shit, you're good with music." And he's like, "Oh, thanks. So are
Oh
you." And they're
shit,
like,
you're
"Oh."
the cute one.
A little bit of that he
Yeah.
experienced. And then also he was like charming to his mom and he did not like that. To John Lennon's mom,
Yeah.
yeah, there was always this weird thing that was going on. And yeah, it kind of explains I like, out of the Beatles, John was the more emo one, the more, he had more anger or whatever. He had the edge, right? Yeah. So it kind of gets into that sort of small details of his teenage years.
Was it well acted? You believed all the kids?
Yeah. Yeah, the kid who played Paul was good. He's from like Game of Thrones and Love Actually, and
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
I
know,
guess I
but
didn't even ask, like, when did this come out?
oh geez. I'll say 2017 for some reason. It might not be it. I know that's before Game of Thrones. Shit. But yeah, it was cool. And then even the kid that played George Harrison was cool, even though like they cast him as a 14-year-old kid. So John Lennon, he was just like, it's cool that these guys are really talented, but we don't look cool, you know? He's like, I'm only 16. Paul's even younger than that, and he looks like a fucking Cupid. And then we have little dorky George, and he's like, oh God, we need to look cool. I like that. Like that part of it. So yeah, I think check it out if you're a Beatles fan. If you say you are, but I'm calling
If
you
you
out, John.
if you claim to be,
Yeah.
he's a Beatles maniac in name only.
Oh, okay. So there is a little bit of weirdness though with fuck. What's it? Johnson, Taylor Johnson, whatever his name is. Anya
ATJ.
Taylor. Yeah, ATJ. And the director. And that director's kind of famous right now. She made a really big movie. God damn it, I don't remember. But so she was the director and he was this really young actor. I think he was a teenager too. And they started a relationship
Oh,
and she's been with him ever since, or they've been
oh,
together ever
interesting.
since. Yeah. And so a lot of people are like, oh, that's like grooming and shit. And so I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah. Who knows?
Well, uh, you problematized it, so now I can't watch it.
Oh no. Damn.
I've never watched anything with a problematic director before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I think that's what that overall oddness of the movie of like between him and his mom, that's probably kind of the director
oh
and
yeah,
actor.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, I'm a big Beatles fan, and holy shit, real quick, have you heard about the four movies coming out about the Beatles?
No, are they called John, Paul, George, and Ringo?
Yeah,
For real?
yeah.
Oh, no.
They're gonna be filmed all together, Lord of the Rings style, and each Beatles going to have his own movie, but it's all going to be from the point of view of theirs. So like they might, like George will have the White Album experience because it was his idea to go to India and all that stuff. But then after that it could be Paul and the Get Back thing where he's like, I'm just trying to keep people together and stuff like that. But it's going to be their whole you know chronology, but like diced up for each Beatle.
They're gonna be like that one season of Arrested Development
Oh no. Oh,
where like um Paul will be on the same flight as George, but they don't realize it at the time. You just see like the back of their head and then realize later you realize it was them.
actually, that sounds awesome. All right. Anyways, on to your movie.
All right. Let's give this a ooh. I feel like I don't think this has been a movie on this podcast, but it certainly has come up. It's a pretty new, three words. First word starts with G, as in great.
Three words starts with G.
Yep,
Godzilla versus Kong.
very close.
Oh, damn shit. Godzilla versus King Kong, which is technically two different movies.
Less close somehow.
Oh, less close.
Came
Uh,
out last year,
okay. Was that the
and
Godzilla V
nope,
Kong? Or not
no, no,
V?
Kongs need not apply for this one.
Oh, okay. And the sign said. Oh my God. I don't know. A Godzilla. Who's in it?
It's um some Japanese people.
What monster does he fight? Maybe that'll.
None of them.
Damn it.
Humankind
Okay.
came out
Th-
in 2023.
Got. Oh my gosh. Oh. No, that's not it either.
It's got a number in it.
Godzilla
I
minus
mean,
one.
yeah,
Oh. All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, you saw it, and that what spurned you on to spurned, but you went on to watch all of them after that, right?
all the whatever Showa era ones.
Yeah.
I haven't actually watched like any of the ones that you mentioned, like all the new versus Kong ones.
Oh, right, right.
Um, but yeah, so you haven't actually seen minus one, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you think it's about?
I think it's like the first Godzilla from the 50s or whenever it was, that very first one, where it's like, oh shit, Godzilla's serious. Like he's a huge threat and it's horrible what's happening with him, you know? Like it's yeah, Godzilla versus people. But that's all I know. I just know it won an Oscar, special effects, something like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was exciting for the Oscars because when I went to Japan, I bought a Godzilla toy for my nephew, like I don't know, about like this big, like um, for the listener, 8 inches high, maybe 10 inches from nose to tail or something like that. But like it was a huge hit in their household. They were smacking everything with it, um, which was great for their parents. But then like all the people involved with that movie were like in suits, but then holding their Godzilla dolls on the stage, which was pretty fun. Um, but yeah, the movie it very like as far as like all every movie I've seen, this was the closest thematically to the original. A lot of heavy topics and like Japan dealing with its post-war existence and all that. The main guy was like a kamikaze pilot who, decided to disobey orders and not go through with the mission. So basically, like the fact that he was alive was shameful. So like when people saw him, anyone who knew who he was or knew anything about his mission, it was, he was kind of like in a shameful position compared to that. Um, but he basically, um, after seeing Godzilla for the first time and like freezing up and not being able to like fire his weapons against it, which, probably wouldn't have done anything anyway. He ends up going back to a now destroyed Tokyo and somehow like finding like this baby that was on its own and found some woman who was also on her own and they kind of became this little makeshift family, the three of them, um, even though they weren't like actually in a relationship or anything. And so there was like that whole dynamic. And then it's really about like the the government really couldn't and wouldn't do anything to help fight against Godzilla's attacks because, they weren't allowed to have a military in Japan after the war. Um, and it was really all citizens banding together and doing what they could, which was really interesting.
So this takes place, like I thought it was modern day Godzilla.
No, no, this
Oh
takes
shit.
place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So yeah, would you say it's a plot point by plot point remake?
No,
No?
no, there's
Okay.
definitely a lot of differences, but it it catches the tone and themes, I would say, pretty well.
What's the weapon that they're like, oh shit, if we use this, we better hope it works, or or it's just horrible either way if we do use it or not.
Yeah, so in that sense, it's not exactly the same because it like the weapons they come up with are pretty weird. Like they figure out this thing that like I mean this isn't what it is, but it like carbonates the water underneath him and it makes him sink down. So they think like if they can get him to like go deep enough, fast enough, he'll be crushed by the pressure. And then they have like a secondary plan where they inflate these things around him and it pulls him back up quickly. And they're like, oh, maybe we'll give him the bends to
Yeah.
death.
That's
But
great.
then ultimately, it was, um, you know, spoiler alert, they, where the kamikaze pilot was like, I think I'm trying to remember if they put a somehow like got a bomb into his mouth or they shot him. We're gonna shoot a missile into his mouth or whatever. But basically, the guy was gonna fly the plane and somehow like detonate it at the last second. And um, there's lingering questions if he was gonna like try and survive that or not, or live out the kamikaze he was supposed to have done, but for a greater cause. Um, but yeah, like basically the when Godzilla does the fire breath, he like charges up the spines on his back and they like glow and he's like charged and ready to go. So that's when they were able to like explode him, basically.
The, hold on. I think the makers of Independence Day will have a good time in court with that one. Because I was thinking of what's his name? Randy Quaid, drunk Randy Quaid, like, I'm
Yeah.
back. Holy shit. Wow. But good though, huh?
Yeah, I would highly recommend it.
They made Shin Godzilla before this, and that was the one where they're like, holy shit, this it's like the first one. There's no other monsters for them to fight. But like that would still be kind of cool. I think it could be done if it's done serious with a very serious fight somehow. I think it
Hmm.
could be done. Maybe make sure the fight doesn't kick ass, more just like this weird thing that you gotta deal with as they roll around and I don't know, some way to make it effective. Like, oh, having two monsters fight each other is fucking horrible. Like there's these horrible
Yeah.
consequences. Yeah, that'd be cool. Shit. Like what remember in Pacific Rim where they have those little mites, but they're like as big as pillows for us? Remember
Hmm.
that? Yeah. Something like that. Like, oh, there's a shitload of mites and or like the sweat when they sweat. It's horrible. That'd be cool. Uh moving on, or do you have anything else to say about this?
I think we can move on.
All right.
Something
Um,
something off of your list, perhaps.
yeah, let's go. Oh my gosh. Okay, one, two, three, four. Four-word title. First word starts with a W, as in Waukesha.
Wild Wild West.
No.
What about Bob?
Four-word
Oh, four
title.
words.
Yeah.
Dang. That changes everything.
No, so no, what about Bob? Although that'd be nice.
Um, what's eating Gilbert Grape?
No. Let's go with a big fucking clue. Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. War of the Worlds.
Yes, War of the Worlds. Have you seen it?
I have.
All right, well, yeah, so did I. But let's talk about what it's about. Have you seen the first one or the first movie back from like 60s or something?
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
Ooh, right.
Better?
I liked it. The they were both good, but different. Like that old one is way more scientific. This one is way more action and stuff, I
Hmm.
would say. Yeah. But yeah, Tom Cruise is I don't know. He's got a bad relationship with his kids, and he has them for the weekend. Dakota Fanning, little Dakota Fanning, um, and then that tall dude. I don't know. He never really went on to do anything else, sadly.
This is Spielberg?
Yeah, it
Spielberg?
is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Who talks like that? Yeah, it is. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. Can
I never think of it when I'm thinking of his movies, for sure.
yeah. Yeah, this seemed more like Spielberg for hire, you know. Didn't seem like a lot of passion for it. I mean, there's some cool stuff in it. But anyways, the it's a terrible storm and lightning striking the ground, and then power outages, and then they start to hear rumblings from underground. And what's cool about this is that it's tripods. They're not hovering discs, which is
Hmm.
cool by itself, but like this is giant tripods with like lasers and stuff like that. Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they blast off these EMPs, ruin all our technology. I remember our buddy Jesse watching this back in the day and having objections to what an EMP would actually do, and like how he thought it was dumb that he was like the only one in the world who figured out how to get a car running
All
again and
right.
that
All
stuff.
right. This is like okay, so this it's not very scientific to me, this movie. It's all just very
Hmm.
like Tom Cruise wants to make a movie where he alone can outrun the laser beams and stuff like that.
Yeah. And it has your favorite trope in it when they get in the car, and like his biggest problem is all the other people trying to like, oh, don't, not fair that you get to leave and we don't. And they like are like hanging on his car and stuff.
Yeah. Um, well done action, I guess. I mean, I don't know, it was okay. My thing is, it's Tom Cruise. I'm not a big fan of his. When I see him, that's Tom Cruise. He's
Hmm.
very limited with his range and stuff like that. Someone once said this movie would have been better if they would have cast an everyman like Philip Seymour Hoffman. I'm like, holy shit, that would have been
Oh
great.
yeah.
Can you imagine him huffing and puffing trying to outrun the lasers? Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
but what movie wouldn't be better with some PSH?
Um, oh, what else? Oh, they run into crazy Tim Robbins. Uh,
Oh
hmm.
man, I think I watched this movie before I knew who Tim Robbins was because I'm very surprised to learn that he's in it.
Yeah. This might have been right after his Oscar win for Mystic River, playing another disturbed individual.
Which I did not watch at the time. So
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I just remember when I realized he was in this movie and what he was doing, I'm like, oh, he's just cashing in on that Mystic River. It's like, I won an Oscar for this. I think I know what I'm doing, guys. Um, okay, so I liked the scene where Dakota Fanning is hanging out by the river and she's trying to like calm down or something. I don't know. But there's like dead fucking bodies floating down the river, like really slow. That was horrific. And I was like, oh, that's a Spielgy or whatever.
That's a Speely.
Dave, what's up, man?
Hey
Uh,
guys, how's it going?
we're talking about War of the Worlds starring Tom Cruise. Your thoughts?
The Speely version.
I really looked forward to this movie, and
And it delivered. Yeah.
not quite. It was, I don't know, like I wanted to like it so much because he was like in Mission Impossible and he was in so many good movies, and then I was just very disappointed in literally everything. It was just, I don't know. It was just forgettable. Like I barely remember anything other than my disappointment.
Gosh. Yeah, we were talking about we're not, or I'm not the greatest Tom Cruise fan. What about you, John? You've yet to say anything ever.
Um, yeah, all right, now I'll get a word in edgewise. Yeah, I'm pretty neutral to him. Like he's fine, but like I don't look forward to seeing him. The best thing I can think of him is that Michael Mann movie Collateral.
Yeah,
Like he's pretty good as like a scary, intense like creep.
for
But
sure.
but yeah, like most of his action stuff, I'm like he's good, and it's cool to think that like, oh yeah, that's actually him doing that stuff, but also like unnecessary and dangerous for him and all the people involved. But
Yeah, the only thing I liked about his performance in that was when he's mad in the kitchen, he's like trying to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but they're all just like complaining or crying or something, and he just gives up and throws it and it sticks to the window. I was like, oh, that's cool. Some levity, I guess. But yeah. Anything else from War of the Worlds?
How do we win?
Oh,
Like
right.
a virus or something?
That's right.
Like a COVID, whatever
Yeah,
year that
I
was.
think they stole it from that movie Signs, where like the water would kill the aliens.
What was it though? Because Morgan Freeman explains it. He's the intro and then the outro is like, and wouldn't you know it, the
I think it was
aliens
just the
never
common cold, wasn't it?
was
They
it?
caught a virus. Yeah.
Yeah, something
Just
like
like
that.
they didn't know about bacteria or viruses or something.
Yeah.
Just like the aliens from Signs didn't know about water.
What's more embarrassing? I would say the water thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Like the earth is covered in water. Like tiny microscopic viruses, like, oh, we overlooked it. We didn't see it.
This
All right.
reminds me of there's a Futurama episode where they go to the robot planet and the robots are terrified of humans and they have like horror movies starring like with humans as the villains. And there's one where they're like at the end it's like, and the humans were impervious to our most powerful EMP attacks and all this stuff.
Oh yeah.
But they succumb to these harmless pointed sticks.
That's great. One more movie and then we outie. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're on yours now, John, I think.
All right. Ooh, this may have been talked about in an episode I was not in.
Uh-oh.
Three words. First word starts with N, and it's really known by the third word.
N as in Nancy boy?
Yeah, starts with N as in Nancy boy.
Three words.
Um, yeah, I'll go quick because I think we've covered it. Chevy Chase is the main guy.
Chevy Chase.
Directed by Harold Ramis. Third word starts with a V, as in Victor.
Shit. Drawing
Is it
blanks here.
National Lampoon's Vacation?
That's right. Yep.
Oh, and it has been discussed. But you know what
Dang.
though? That was just Scott and I. What do you guys have anything to say about it?
Oh, I've always been a fan of it. I liked all of them, maybe more than some of them deserved. Like for some reason, I had a fondness for the Vegas one, but yeah, I like the original. The classic angry family in a car movie. Grandma on the roof.
Dead grandma on the roof.
Yes, that's true. To be fair, she was dead already.
And she was pretty horrible too. And she didn't care if she ate pissy sandwiches. That was gross. Dave, what about you? What do you have to say? Yeah.
I have nothing to say. I've seen every vacation movie except for the original. I've
Oh my
seen
God.
European Vacation, Christmas Vacation, and Vegas Vacation. And yeah, I think Vegas Vacation was my favorite.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
Christmas and then European. And then I never saw the original, but I never felt the need to. I don't know. Like they're all standalone movies. It's not like oh, like, oh, what was
I don't.
Rusty like when he was younger? Okay.
Really missing out on the lore here.
Yeah.
Well, that and they always recast Rusty and the daughter. Oh my God, can't remember the name now.
Is
Audrey, you said, right?
Audrey?
Is
What?
Randy Quaid in all of the movies?
Yeah. Oh
Is
no,
he?
not in European Vacation, I believe. I don't think he's on that one.
Yeah, his family could
Yeah.
not afford to go to Europe.
Yeah. Airfare is too expensive for that family.
Oh my gosh, we were just talking about Randy Quaid in the air, John. Independence Day
Oh,
reference.
Oh,
Okay, so for me, the first one's great. I mean, it's good. I do like it. European it lets me down. Like I always try and give it a shot, but there's something that just doesn't click for me. And then Christmas is my favorite, just not just out of those four, but just in general. I really like that movie. And then Vegas, it's not bad. Like for some reason, I always think it's not good, but it's not bad
It's
either.
not good.
It's not not good. Yeah, yeah. I think Vegas is just fine. So,
I think
um,
Vegas is the best one. It's just I don't know. There's so many classic scenes from like the damn tour
yeah.
is awesome to
Where can I
like
get some
them
damn bait?
to
That was
like them like digging in Randy's backyard or like Uncle what's his name? But they're digging in his backyard, finding like coffee cans filled with money so he can like go back to some like super cheap casino where it's like, pick which hand left or right or like tic-tac-toe, just like all the janky games
And
to
the
try and
buffet
win
they
back
go
his money.
to, like, do you want the green or the blue slop?
Yeah.
no. I mean, yeah. It might be my favorite Rusty, Ethan Embry. I think that's
Yeah. He
yeah,
was great as Rusty.
yeah, yeah.
Especially you get the fake ID and then he's like, I put $1 in it, want a car. I put $1 in it, want a car. I put $1 in it, want a car.
Okay, but that first one though, it has a three named dude, Anthony Michael Hall or something. Is that his name?
Yeah.
He plays Rusty in that
And
first
he's like
one.
in like John Hughes movies. Is
Yep.
that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what, Dave? I'd say watch that first one. I think it's really good. It's the reason why we have so many other vacations. It's done well. Oh, and then Beverly D'Angelo, the wife, is like
Hmm.
so underrated, I feel like, and I don't see her in other movies. She just makes these movies and low key hot. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Like that's why I was like nodding my head. I'm like, yeah, she's a babe. Like I remember watching these like when I was in high school and I was like, oh, who's I don't know. She was like one of the first like older women that I was like, oh, okay.
And then they do her such a disservice by bringing Christy Brinkley in the car next to them, and um like all the rest of the family is like asleep, so Chevy Chase is like driving by her, like they're like flirting back and forth going down the road and stuff, and
I think I've seen that scene, yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, and then later on they're like flirting in the park or something like that. Like Chevy's trying to flirt with a sandwich or something. Oh
Wait,
my
so
God.
did they in Vegas Vacation, were they just like doing a spoof on that movie with like Wayne Newton and his wife? Or like Wayne Newton shows up and is flirting with her?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't know. Doesn't she get hit on in Europe as well? There's like a prince or something. Um, I don't know. Uh, Eugene Levy's in the first one. He's the salesman. He's the one that sells him the car. That was cool. And
Love
then
Eugene Levy.
John Candy is at the end at Wally World. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is a sweet movie, Dave. Like, check it out.
All right, I'm definitely gonna check it out. John
Give it a shot.
Candy, Eugene Levy, and what's her name, the wife.
Yeah, Beverly D'Angelo, right?
Yeah.
D'Angelo.
Do it, Dave. Take the vacation.
All right.
All right. Well, while he's doing that, let's like, subscribe, comment if you're on YouTube. Go to mymovierecollection.com. I am Bits of Cloud.
Yeah, and listen up. If if you listener had a podcast and I listened to it, I'd give it a 5-star rating. So just remember that. I'm John Nemitz.
And I'm David Lauer. I have nothing to ask from you. Do as you wish.